Hello and welcome to Speak Out with Danielle, where I will be asking 6 questions about how lockdown is for our guests. Today's guest is Paul Richards. Paul, can you say a little bit about yourself, please?
Hi Danielle. Yeah, I'm the director of the charity Stay Up Late. We're a charity based in Brighton, but are all about supporting people with learning disabilities to have good social lives.
What was it like for you at the beginning of lockdown?
I'm sure it was like probably many people have felt as well, this sort of sense of, what the hell is going on and what are we going to do? And we had a team meeting to try and work what we could do out, because we also run the Gig Buddies project in Sussex. So our work is all about supporting people to go out to gigs and busy places where there's loads of other people, and stay up late and do all of those sort of things. And then suddenly all of that stopped. So we spent, I spent a lot of time working with the team trying to make sure that we could do as much as we could, whilst all the pubs were shut and everything. So in a way, the last 6 months have been incredibly busy. We've had to really rethink about everything that we do, but our team has just been incredible, and just done a wonderful job of doing that. And it almost feels like now we're coming into autumn, we can have a bit of a breather and think, right, now what we're going to do. Now we know what lockdown's been like. What can we do now? Because if another one comes, we want to be a bit more prepared.
Yeah. What did you learn any new skills during lockdown?
Well, I wrote a blog about this because I saw loads of my neighbours were out doing exercises every morning in their garden, and everybody was learning how to make sourdough bread or learn the violin, or I don't know what else. In a way, I didn't learn any new skills. I felt so busy with things. I thought the last thing I want to do is go on YouTube and in the evening and learn something new. But at the same time, I really got an awful lot of enjoyment out of just pottering around my garden. My garden has never looked better. I spent a lot of time out in the garden, had absolutely thousands of tomatoes this year.
Yeah.
So I was pleased with that. And I've been out in the countryside walking a lot. So not a skill, but just go out with the dog, and we've seen all sorts of lovely wildlife locally on the downs, and yeah, so not a skill, but that's what I've been doing.
Oh. What things have you done since lockdown was lifted?
Well, today I'm working in our office, so we've slowly gone back to trying to work in the office in a safe way. I went to the pub with 3 old friends on Saturday evening, which was really nice. And I think that is the second time in 6 or 7 months that I've actually sat indoors in a pub. I've got to be honest, I was nervous about doing that, but it was lovely to see them. What else have I done since lockdown was lifted? I think I've been outside of Brighton once in lockdown, probably. I went to Bognor to see a colleague. Yeah, so I've not travelled anywhere. Yeah.
If we had to go back into lockdown again, what would you do differently?
I think, well, like I was saying, I think what we're working on now is a plan of how we can keep doing our work in a useful way for people. But I think the one thing that we didn't do that well, or I didn't do that well, was just think about myself a bit, you know. So it was just constant 6 or 7 months of hard work and doing loads and loads of things. So I think I would be a bit kinder to myself. And one thing I definitely will do is I will do less Zoom calls. I'm going to try and do 2 a day, and that's it. Because I find I find staring at the screen all day on video calls quite tiring. Yeah.
What has helped you through these changing times, and what advice would you give other people?
Well, I think just chatting with people. What's helped me, as like I say, I live quite near Hove Seafront, but I'm fortunate enough that I've got a car. So I got really nervous about walking along the prom with all the people. So I've just been going out into the countryside a lot, and places where there's nobody, just walking the dog out there, spending time out there. So I think fresh air and the countryside has really helped. I love walking, so been doing lots of that. And pottering around my garden, like I say. So I suppose the advice to give to other people is that I suppose we're all learning to deal with something quite difficult in our own ways, and probably the best thing is to just talk with people how you're feeling and how you're struggling, and share things, and you'll find that you're not alone in the way that you're feeling, and you know, we all deal with things in different ways.
That was your last question.
Right.
Thank you for coming on to speak out with Danielle, Paul.
Thanks very much for inviting me on, Danielle. It's been lovely.
And thank you for watching. Goodbye.